no, this year it must change. Then we open an Excel sheet or a notepad, and then pasted a lot of stuffs around our words and said, no, this year must be different, really different, right? Then we wrote those goals down and said, no, I have to achieve this year. I'm going to achieve it. Nothing is stopping me. I'm set out. I'm not going back. A lot of high hopes here and there. But this is March. Today is 14. We are almost mid of March. Look back. Have you achieved any of those goals? Have you started writing that exam? Have you started researching about that course? Have you started, preparing for that exam? Have you started, planning out how you're going to, pivot into the analytics you talk about? One thing I've discovered is that the best way to forfeit a goal is to wait a second. Let me say that again. The best way to forfeit a goal is to wait for just a second. So when you have a goal, start right away. Start right away. Some will say I don't have data, maybe that's why I've not started preparing for my Power BI data analyst Azure exam. But you have Microsoft Learn. Start with that. Just start with something. My laptop is not good, and that is why I won't be able to pivot. Start with your phone. Download Excel app on your phone. Start doing pivot table. Start doing pivot table, VLOOKUPs, and everything with your phone. When you do that, something will propel you because you are now getting used to the learning. Something will propel you to say, I think I have a friend that has a laptop. Can I go spend the weekend with that friend? And then, move a step ahead. I've shared this story countless times. When I started out, there was no time. What I do is, even during work hour, while commuting, I was working on field. My work was basically on field. What I do is, while commuting to the destination, while commuting to the site of my job, in the car, I bring out my laptop, and I will start coding. Even before getting that laptop, on my phone, I started doing a lot of pivot tables, doing a lot of VLOOKUPs with my phone, downloaded Excel app. I said I spent 3 years already procrastinating. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pivot to data. I'm going to change my career to data analytics. Please drop your comments. Thank you for joining. I just want to admonish us that's what I'm doing to this morning. I discovered that we're already in March and a lot of goals have not been achieved. A lot of people have not started doing something. So I'm just trying to admonish, share my story, and my experience along that line. All right. And I discovered that I've spent 3 years in that same job, thinking I have a 2 gig RAM laptop. One day I'm going to start this journey. The first year elapsed, the second year gone, the third year I said I must find a strategy to ensure that I keep to my goal. What did I do? Downloaded Excel on my phone, started doing pivot tables, started doing VLOOKUPs with my phone. That prompted me to say, okay, I need to move ahead. What do I do? Then I have a friend that had a laptop. I borrowed that laptop for some time, did some projects. He had to use his laptop. I returned it back. What do? I discovered again that with my phone, I can download Python. Wow. Then I downloaded PyDroid app, on my phone, and I started coding. When I was done with PyDroid, when I was done with downloading that PyDroid, I did some, basic. I started learning with W3 Schools Python and W3 Resource. I downloaded that Python language then I did some basic Python, the list and list comprehension, arithmetic operations, and the rest. Why, when I was done, I said, oh, I need to move on, but there was no money to buy a laptop yet. What do? I did not want to procrastinate. Curiosity, when you are fixated on your goal, it makes you so much curious to see if there is a way. You want to always find a way. It's just like someone that is in a forest. There was no one to help. And that's why they call it adrenaline rush, right? You did in biology then, when you say someone that you think does not have any power, and someone wants to barge, maybe an armed robber wants to barge into a building, you will discover that you cannot even jump or break a window will break that window and get out, because you have no choice. You have to find a way. So the same thing, you are in a forest, there is no way. You want to ensure you find a way out of that, because there's no one coming to save you. So having that mentality that there's no one coming to save me, if I don't change, nothing will change, will help you. And that was what happened. I said, no one is going to come to save me. What do? I discovered that I can even download scikit-learn, do real machine learning model with my phone. That was what I did. Downloaded scikit-learn, NumPy on my phone, started coding with my PyDraw app, did regression models, did some XGBoost model with my phone, and also downloaded, installed, Matplotlib. I was using Matplotlib as well on my phone, and built a lot of charts, and I shared my project. I was sharing on Nairaland that time, I shared my project on Nairaland, and that was it. So the energy just came. I said, wow, I can do this with my phone. Then later on, I increased the RAM of my laptop. Then I was able to start Power BI, because I wanted to start Power BI. I was learning from Mike Gavin. Excel is fun. I said, I must start Power BI. It was very good. I just started learning from his platform, Power BI, and then started building projects. That curiosity to ensure that I meet my goal made me to also, start applying for teaching. I just want to teach. I just want to ensure that I apply what I was learning on a global scale. So why am I saying this? You already set out that goal in January. I'm going to do this. I'm going to write that Azure exam. I'm going to write that AWS exam. I'm going to become certified this year. And this is February, this is March already, and you've not done that. What do? Ensure that you retrospect, right? So what I did, I discovered that after January, I slowed down a bit, a lot of tasks, a lot of, because the reason why it's always like that is this, and I understand. The reason is because in January, there's not much work. So when you start, probably you are still on break to work, so you don't really have much doing. So you relax, you say, okay, let me set out. Then the first week, there's still not much work to do, so you have time for your goal. But as you progress down the days, down the year, you discover that there are a lot of, you are back to work, maybe you are trying to, there are a lot of, companies will also want to bombard you with a lot of things, they want to set goals, they want to ensure that they start on a high note. The same thing happens to you. So as you progress down the year, then you slow down. So what is the antidote? You ensure you remind yourself, this is what I want to do. So I Excel. I said I'm going to study, track my finances better this year. I had an Excel sheet where I was tracking that, and I discovered that at a point I slowed down. I said, no, I have to see this to the end. I went back to it, started tracking. I said, this thing I must not stop. There are a lot of upskilling that I want to do this. I said, I must start. So instantly, as I'm remembering, I start. So the only way I will propose to you is immediately you notice that you are slacking. Immediately, if you can just get an hour from your time, that particular time, start. Just do it. Just do it at that particular. If it's just 1 hour, if it's just 30 minutes, just do it. So that you don't, because the best way to start anything is to start immediately. Hey, I'm thinking, even if it is something you have in mind to start in June, start now. So starting now gives you that mental position that yes, there is something I want to do. You started already, so you want to see it to the end. Even if you are not going to finish it in June, but you started, you killed that procrastination at that point. If you want to write an exam, Now today, go to on YouTube, watch. Don't go for a video that is too long, right? That will take your time. Just go for a video that is just 10 minutes, maybe a small introduction. Go on that. That gives you that curiosity and say, okay, let me go. Let me take a step further. So that's the antidote. That's what I want to tell you this morning. Just ensure that this is March, and don't forget all those goals you set. I hope that helps you. So that is one thing you can do. Ensure you start now. Just start something. Let's say you want to write an exam. Go to Microsoft Learn. Go to AWS documentation. Just read something. Read something on that exam. You want to switch your career. Dedicate. Your work is not running anywhere. Dedicate just 1 hour or 2 hours from your work. Even if you are at work, just start learning something. Ask people questions. Can I hint? Or you've learned something, you've learned a skill, you are now a data analyst, data engineer, or any tech professional, and there's no job yet. What you can do is approach someone that has a company or that has a supermarket. Approach them that can I help you do something with your data? Just get their data, help them build dashboard, help them do some interesting stuff, analytic stuff on it, and then they will appreciate that. If they appreciate that, they can even give you a gig and said, oh, can you help me do this, maybe for free. But the good thing is, if they don't even pay you, one good thing about that is you can include that in your CV now as one of your work experience. How that helps you, I want to see you excel. Don't forget, it's 3rd month already. If you don't start now, you will never start. Remember that. All right, just a chat this morning. Hope to see you again. If you love this, please drop a comment. If you want us to have this chat maybe every Friday like this, drop a comment. Let me hear in the comments if this has really been in a way. Or come up with different, cases and different topics that can also help us to stay on course for our goals for the year. See you. Have a very blessed Friday and great weekend. Bye. This thing did not want to. Okay.